Hello, this is Antara from Impact Magazine, and today I will be in conversation with Ms. Becky Sherry, the Chief Marketing Officer at Tanishq. As the brand today chose a new face for itself, she is here to share how it's building its distinction in the clutter jewelry market and keeping their intact focus on natural diamonds. Welcome, Becky. Thank you for
Thank you so
talking to
much.
Impact
Thank
Magazine.
you. Happy to be here.
Firstly, I would like to congratulate you for this new brand endorsement, and I would like to know what was the thought behind her. Ananya brings a very young and fluid tone, so which is quite different in how Tanishq has their campaign. So, is it a focus on more Gen Z audience, more younger consumers?
See, with Tanishq, like I've often said in the past, right? Our consumers are at the heart of everything that we do. And when we talk about the modern Indian woman today, it's a huge continuum. And in that continuum, what you might see as somebody younger is as much as a part of it as somebody who in age might be older, but from a perspective of uh, how they think, how they view the world, it is very, very modern. So it's really the mind space or the persona of the person that we go after. But coming back to the question that you asked on why Ananya, so we're very excited to have Ananya on board because we believe that she's very symbolic of the young modern Indian woman that is there out there today, because she brings in this beautiful balance of modernity as well as rootedness, right? And that you see that in everything that she does. In addition to that, I think for a Tanishq woman, one of the things we say is that she's a complete woman, but she's a woman with both strong woman, but with vulnerabilities, right? And I think Ananya does that quite beautifully. She's very emotionally, very authentic. She's very real. She's very relatable. And most importantly, I think when it comes to styling, when it comes to being fashion forward, she's really out there, but yet there is a sense of individuality. There's a certain degree of effortlessness that she brings on the table. So to that extent, I think Ananya is a great collaboration for us. And with that, yes, we do hope to do hope to expand the audience to whom we are relatable as a brand, and that's what we hope to do.
But with also this, how would you still, how would you not alienate the consumers who have grown with the brand? How will you focus on them as well?
So, like I was saying, because it is about the mental state, uh, and because, like I was sharing, right, it is about modern perspectives, it's about lived experiences, lived realities, which is really at the core of the brand. It's about authenticity. As long as the essence of the brand is not compromised, right? Who's the face of the brand? I don't think you will end up alienating it because throughout for the last 30 years, what Tanishq has been doing is really about being the voice of the brand. It's about being about celebrating or being the cheerleader of the modern Indian woman's perspective. And at times, it's also been about manifesting the aspiration dreams of a modern Indian woman. So, as long as this core essence of the brand is not compromised on, people who become the face of the brand could change, but I don't think we will end up alienating anybody in the process.
Then I would like to talk about the Shabana Azmi and Javed Akhtar campaign. That was a great one. So through that campaign, we could see that natural diamonds are prioritized, and here in Festival of Diamonds, I think the same thought is put behind it. So how would you say you will keep this authenticity intact, the tone of natural diamonds? So what has been your plan about it? And especially at a time when consumers, there are many shifts going on in the diamond category. Especially there's a sibling brand who has launched a LGD. So how do you plan to take it ahead, focusing on natural diamonds?
See, first and foremost, I think there are certain moments in which only a natural diamond will do. Because when a person buys a natural diamond, what he or she is really buying into is an emotion, is a sense of preciousness. It's about certain small or big milestones in their life that they're going into. And at the end of the day, it is about a store of value, right? So to answer your first question, when we looked at Javed and Shabana ji's relationship, there is this beautiful sense of individuality um, uh, that they hold on to, yet this beautiful relationship which is timeless, right? And for such moments, for such unique relationships, we truly believe that only a natural diamond would do. And when they said that they're very happy to be on board with Tanishq for the very first time as an on-screen couple, we thought it was a huge privilege. Um, and it was wonderful to kind of take them on the natural diamond journey. To answer the latter part of your question, I think yes, there are going to be conversations on LGD, but that we believe is also a segment of the market that is a little different. What we do believe is that in India, where the diamond penetration is about 10-12%, right? But the aspiration to own a diamond is very, very high. There is a huge section of consumers who currently maybe have not taken the first step to buying a natural diamond, in which case they might opt in for that. There might be a section of people for whom it is not about the preciousness, it's not about the emotion, or it's not about the store of value, but it is actually about adornment and the sparkle of things. In that case, that segment of consumers will exist. So I think what we will end up doing is we will continue to celebrate what natural diamond stands for. We will continue to celebrate what Tanishq Natural Diamond brings on the table for our consumers, which is it's not just a stone, but it is an emotion which is so precious and it is so meaningful. And that is what we will, I think, continue to celebrate as we move along.
Got it. Another thing that you also have spoken about earlier, it's Diamond Expertise Center. So can you tell us what kind of consumer insights or market cap did you think that this is needed for this moment?
See, I think about 25-30 years back at Tanishq, when we launched the carat meter, where we can test the purity of gold, it was because consumers at that time were seeking it, because they needed transparency in the buying journey for gold, because with transparency comes trust, and trust is something that we hope to continue to earn from our consumers. So today, I think to mark the 30th year of Tanishq existence in India, we have launched our Diamond Expertise Center, because like you rightly said, there is a lot of confusion in the marketplace on what is a natural diamond, how do you buy a natural diamond, right? So at the Diamond Expertise Center, that is the core need that we're trying to address. So hence we have technology that allows us to put in a piece of jewelry and to identify whether it is a natural diamond or not. We have technology called the light scope machine, where you can actually test the performance of light, because at the end of the day, when I'm buying a diamond, what I'm buying is not the technicalities of the 4C, but going beyond that to truly understand that is knowing only 4C enough, or after knowing the 4C, is there more that impacts the light performance? And that's what we're doing with the Diamond Expertise Center, so that when a person is buying into the emotion of a diamond, she can rest assured that the Tanishq diamond that she's buying is truly the best, and it is her best choice.
Okay, and how is it working out? Like any kind of impact that you can share, brand recall or consumer footprints, anything?
It's early days, but I think the very fact that consumers have come back with pieces that they might have bought from other stores also earlier to test, and for us, the trust hence that this transparency is providing to them, and with this clarity on what the Diamond Expertise Center gives, the confidence that we are able to see in our consumers when they come in is something I think no brand can ask
Yes.
for more, and that we truly believe is the impact, because that's the intent with which we've gone out. But just the sheer fact that there is increasing number of people wanting to come and test. We have gemologists in the store who are now people who are trained enough to explain, give directions, explain to people about the stone. And there's more and more time being spent in the store by our customers. That itself, I think, is proof enough that, you know, Diamond Expertise Center is today's diamond carat meter for Tanishq.
So Becky, right now we are seeing a digital transformation in the industry. So how would you say Tanishq is dividing its, investments in TV or print or digital? Which one is weighing more right now?
So we approach our media planning very scientifically, because it all starts with, I think, the job to be done. So depending on what the job is where which media channel are we looking at, is how it works around, right? So, but having said that, has our investment on digital media gone up significantly in recent times? Yes. Is it only on performance? Is it on brand? Does that include influencers? Does that include OTT? Yes, all of the above. How we do it is, at the end of the day, along with our media partner Madison, basis the job to be done, a large part of the planning happens. But yes, investments have gone up in digital.
Okay. And do you think, like TV, do you think it still holds that importance in marketing? Like, is there anything that TV can do and digital can't?
Oh, yes. I think when it comes to reach, I mean, there's nothing that beats TV. Also, when it comes to being able to give a very large scale impact, or for that matter, when it comes to do with meeting all members of the family in one viewing, that is something I think we cannot take away from TV. But having said that, even the concept of TV's changed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you call an OTT Hotstar? What do you call it? Do you call it TV? Do you call it digital, right? So from a planning perspective, you might still call it digital, but at the end of the day, for many people, which is why maybe even a Hotstar today continues to say the next episode releases at 8 p.m. because the behavior of consumers are still transitioning. So yes, I do believe TV continues to play an important role from a standpoint of building narratives, from a standpoint of reach.
Yeah.
But maybe what the screen looks like is what is changing. And maybe, yes, scheduled viewing is reducing, but I think TV still has a big role to play.
Okay. Right now, as we spoke earlier, that diamond category is evolving. So, how would you say, what is there in Tanishq that you are holding back and promoting more? So, is there any concept that any marketing mix or anything that you think needs to be promoted more, and something can be hold it back?
Not really, because like I mentioned earlier, right, when it comes to a Tanishq natural diamond, it is both an emotion, and today with the confusion that there is in the marketplace, there is a big requirement for us to continue to build transparency and clarity. So when it comes to focus, I think we're doing both. Build desire at one end, while at the same time be able to demonstrate and evidence and prove and give empowerment to consumers to make sure that what they're buying is the right thing. We're doing that. So with activities like, say, Festival of Diamonds, right, with huge range of beautifully crafted design products, or recently we have Radiance and Rhythm, which is there in the marketplace, or the Soulmate Diamond Pair. These are all beautiful stories about natural diamond, beautiful stories about design to create irrational desire. But on the other side, when we talk about the Diamond Expertise Center, where we have equipments to test the authenticity of the diamond you buy, not only to feel empowered to check the diamond that you're buying at that moment inside a Tanishq store, but also get diamonds that you have to come and test it with us. I think that on the other side is about building confidence, building trust. So I think we're doing both.
Okay. So what I have observed, Tanishq has always focused on brand building more rather than performance marketing. So right now, will you say will the focus change a bit, or will it be towards brand building?
So see, at the end of it, at the start of it, I think we do believe that we are a brand who wants to win hearts of all our customers, and to that extent, yes, by truly being the cheerleader of the modern Indian woman, by being their voice at times, by sharing their perspectives, their lived realities through various filmographies of ours. We have been, yes, focusing on building the brand. On the other side, I think another thing that we do and focus on a lot is continue to manifest their desires and aspirations. So if you saw our recent Meganka campaign during festival, during Diwali, that was truly about beautifully handcrafted gold products, which almost, transforms you into the world of Meganka.
Yes.
Or if you look at our, most recent collections, Radiance and Rhythm, again, right? It is about a woman choosing to wear diamond, where she's able to truly discern what she wants and hence find a piece that is meaningful to her. Or for that matter, when we talk of Festival of Diamond, right? These are all manifestations of desires, aspirations, which our design team, which is the Tanish design team, kind of designs keeping consumer trends in mind, keeping consumer insights in mind. So to that extent, I think we will continue to do both. We will continue to build brands from a standpoint of winning hearts, manifesting the aspiration. On the other side, we will, yes, continue to do what it takes to make sure that the brand is truly experienced in the store. Because at the end of the day, a brand is an experience. It's a 360 touch.
Got it. So coming to the final question, so how has 2025 been? Like, what was the communication strategy difference that you picked up in 2025, and what lessons from 2025 will help you in, planning the year 2026?
So, like I said, for us, our modern Indian woman is not just our muse. It is actually the brand itself. And as she's evolving, I think our narratives are evolving. So in 2025, in addition to singular narratives, you would have seen that we did do a lot of regional narratives, whether it is the Srijonis in Bengal, where we're truly celebrating, right, what a woman might think is an ordinary thing that she's doing within her limited scope of influence.
Yeah.
But collectively, they are actually crafting new Bangaliana or new tales of tradition in Bengal. Or whether it is, say, the Pudumai Pen in Chennai, right, where we truly celebrated women who are both the custodian of the culture there as well as the change maker, and how they pass this on in today's world of equitable growth to both their sons and their daughters.
Yeah.
So there has been a lot of regional lensing that has happened, which we will continue to do. Second is, as consumers are increasingly saying that they want to buy with their eyes wide open, and hence the need for us to rationally prove, rationally empower them to test, and hence things like the Diamond Expertise Center are things that we will continue to do. And of course, I think the last bit is the use of influencers, the use of the digital medium, so that we are, so at a very organic, native level, we are able to be relatable, able to be relevant, and our content, has a longer shelf life with our consumers. Is, I think, something we've done, tested, had great wins in 2025 that we will continue to do in 2026.
Got it. Thank you so much for speaking with Impact Magazine, and
Thank
all the
you.
best for this new endorsement.
Thank you.